What's good, YouTube? This video is going to be about a huge red flag women miss that causes them to enter toxic relationships or get played by men. Also, before I start this video, if you like these videos and you want to know what I think about other things outside of dating, outside of relationships, go visit my Hick Talks Life channel. I'm uploading on there regularly now, so we're going to be talking about all things life and motivation and inspiration and just getting over the hump and trying to figure out how to help ourselves become better people. So type Kevhick Talks Life in the search bar above and check out my other channel. Now onto this topic. Okay, so this one is a dangerous one because it's something that women often look for mistakenly. A lot of times men have a sense of superiority, right? Male superiority or individual superiority, right? Or even a sense of patriarchy. They might even call themselves, if you talk to them and y'all on the first date and they're like, I'm gonna let you know now, I'm a high value man or some bullshit like that. When a guy's telling you that he has a superiority complex, you need to listen. Listen, I know this whole high value conversation is super popular right now. It's trendy, but you still have to make sure that you're not falling for a man who has a superiority complex, because superiority breeds entitlement, and entitlement breeds disloyalty, because the entitled and the superiority complex having people are only really loyal to themselves. Right? They don't feel like they need to be responsible for their loyalty or their positioning or what they offer other people sometimes, right? So a sense of superiority has never been a good thing, right? To look for people and individuals with superiority complexes, whether it's related to their sex or their money or their finances or their social status, is generally always going to be a bad move. It's going to be a mistake, and you're going to end up with a narcissist. You're going to end up with a very guy that you're talking about you're trying to avoid. So many women ask me about narcissism. What's narcissism? What's the signs of narcissism? And then they date exclusively damn near narcissists, because a man would almost have to be a narcissist to display the type of superiority complexes that people are now worshiping and trying to attain. You can be great and acknowledge your greatness and still not feel yourself superior to everybody around you, better than everybody around you, right? Guys always make a display of their superiority in some way or another, and you got to make sure that they have that shit in check. You got to make sure that they have a balance between their self-esteem and their awareness of others and the values that other people possess. I'll give you an example. So sometimes a guy might look at you on the first date and he'll tell you, but he won't tell you for any particular reason that you've asked for him to explain. He'll let you know, listen, I've been with a lot of women. And he'll say it boldly. He'll say it with confidence, and he'll say it in a way that is just letting you know that he might not be the guy to worship you, to bow down to you, to put you on a pedestal. He's giving you information about where he stands on how he deals with women, right? And sometimes it's really attractive to a woman for a guy to be that bold, right? To just say that, to be forthcoming with that type of information. But the reason why a guy might share that information, especially if you didn't ask for it, is to make sure that you're of the mindset that you need to be special, right? It's to make sure that you're of the mindset that you need to do something to impress me. Right? It's to make you minimize yourself. It's to make you reposition yourself from equal to subordinate. Right? Like there's a reason that a guy might say something to make himself look overconfident. Sometimes it's strategic overconfidence. People know what they're doing. Just like these guys who actually verbalize, that they're high value men to women who aren't really even having that conversation with them. If a guy's going out of his way to let you know that he's superior, he's really verbalizing, he's literally forming words and telling you that he's superior in some way or another, you need to start looking for forms and signs of entitlement, because entitlement and superiority go hand in hand. And we've all seen and heard of documentaries, superstars, dignitaries, celebrities, very powerful men. When they cheat or when they get caught in some kind of crazy scandal with women, what is the first thing that they admit to? Entitlement. The first thing they say is, man, no one would tell me no. I started to feel entitled, right? Every guy who's ever fallen at the hands of his own need for validation and need for variety by women is always blamed his entitlement. Man, no one would tell me no. I felt so much better. I felt so much more entitled, right? These are always some of the reasons that men give when they say, well, why did you do this? I don't know. I just felt like nothing could stop me. I feel like nobody could say nothing to me. That entitlement comes from the superiority complex, right? So it's okay that a man feels valuable. I've always felt like a great man. I'm a great man. I understand that. But that doesn't mean I'm greater than everyone else. That doesn't mean anyone else is less great or capable or valuable around me, right? I just recognize who I am, right? And just make sure that if a guy has a lot of self-esteem, has a lot of confidence, that he's recognizing the greatness or the value or the capabilities in other people around him, the competency in other people around him, what other people could offer, the human value that other people have and possess. There's a difference between having high self-esteem and having a good self-concept and having a healthy view of self and being entitled and minimizing others and having a superiority complex. In a relationship, if one partner has a superiority complex, if one partner feels themselves superior, more confident, more capable, more competent, more valuable, more important than the other, it will ultimately be a superior subordinate relationship with one person getting run over and the other person dominating. So again, it's cool if a guy has a lot of confidence. It's cool if a guy feels himself to be great, right? That he has to do that. A real man should feel great. A man should be great. He should have proven to himself what his value is over time before he met you. So yes, a guy should feel valuable, highly valuable, but a man should not identify himself with his superiority. And that's a lot of what we're seeing right now. We're seeing a lot of men identifying themselves with their financial status, identifying themselves with their social status, identifying themselves with the number of women they've slept with or are able to manipulate. They share this information strategically to make a display of their social or financial capital. So it's important to take note of any signs of entitlement or any signs of superiority that you see accompanying a man's self-esteem and his sense of personal value. A man who sees fit to remind you about the access he has to women, a man who sees fit to remind you about how high value he is, a man who sees fit to remind you about how rare and special he is, a man who sees fit to verbalize his positioning as compared to yours, in the absence of letting you know your value and in the absence of celebrating or exalting other people, likely has a sense of patriarchy or male superiority or individual superiority, and it won't lend itself to a healthy relationship. So just be very, very careful. Confidence is one thing. Superiority complexes are a whole nother thing. They're a whole nother monster, and you want to avoid them. So if it becomes too obvious that a guy watches certain male YouTubers who shit on women, please exit stage left. Because as much as they might seem like they like you or are tolerating you for the moment, you're not going to get the healthy relationship that you're hoping for. And too often that distance is what women are attracted to. But after taking some lumps and bumps, they end up on a channel like this, trying to figure out how to avoid the toxicity that they've exposed themselves to over and over and over again. Some women are obsessed with male superiority, and it's costing them a lot. A man is more than his social status and his wallet. I'm going to say that again. A man is more than his social status and his wallet. You need to know that, and he needs to know that. And if he doesn't think he needs to wake up and be a decent person every day because he has a social status or a nice fat wallet, then you're dealing with someone with a superiority complex. You're dealing with someone with a high-value man syndrome, and you're probably going to get played, or you're probably going to be in a narcissistic, toxic relationship. I'm not shitting on the so-called high-value man. I'm shitting on those who have a superiority complex, who feel entitled to treat people any kind of way because of their perceived superiority. That's the problem. Go get yourself a popular man. Go get yourself a paid man. If that's what you see is wallets and social statuses, and that's what you need. I get that. I'm not going to shit. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But you will receive unto yourself due recompense for your choices. Make sure those choices are good ones. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Follow me at kevhick24 on Instagram. I'll get with y'all later.